What is up, good people, and welcome to yet another episode of the Verified Podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about how verified we are. Because in real life, let's be honest, sometimes we don't feel our best. Sometimes we probably don't even look our best. But this is where we come and we try and get it all together. So we recognize that unlike our social media accounts, we don't require the sticker by our names. We don't require the validation, or we don't require the pats on the back, because in real life, we know that we are dope. We know that we may not be perfect, but we're working towards becoming the healthiest and the best version of ourselves. And this is what this podcast is about. We talk about life, we talk about fitness, and we talk about God. And what's better than that combination right there? So let's go ahead and jump straight into today's episode. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your second, third, fourth, fifth time, welcome. We're happy to have you back, and we thank you guys for your love and for your support. If you really want to support us, make sure that you go subscribe and that you rate this podcast. We're really trying to grow here, and we can only do that with you guys' help. So make sure that you go onto whatever platform that you listen to us on. Make sure that you rate and subscribe us, and also make sure that you're following us on our social media handle, and that's chiseled_curves. So let's go ahead again and let's jump into today's episode. So I hope that you listened to last week's episode, but last week we were talking about what happens, or what do you do when you don't see the type of results that you want to see after you have been working. So we're actually going to kind of continue on that same page, because I think that there are some components that go along with that that we have to address. Like, it's no way around this thing that we're going to be talking about today, especially when we say we want to see change, especially when we say that we want to see results. There's no way around today's topic, and today we're going to be talking about the power of consistency, because consistency is just one of those things that have to be a part of your life when you talk about change, when you talk about becoming a better person, when you talk about achieving your fitness goals, when you talk about going to school or starting that business, or whatever it is that you're going out to do. Consistency is one of those things that you cannot get around, because the truth of the matter is that consistency outweighs your ability. It outweighs your gifting. It outweighs a lot of things, because there are a lot of people who may not be as gifted as you are, but they are way more consistent than you are. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, because I think that all of us, I can speak for myself. I know that this is something that I have struggled with in the past. I've definitely struggled with consistency, not only in my career sometimes, but also just like in my daily life. Like, something as simple as making up your bed in the morning, something as simple as making sure that you are, making a consistent effort to work out. These are things that we face on a daily basis, and yet I don't think that we always like to confront them head on. And so I really want to talk about that today and kind of pull apart some of the ways that you can start being consistent, and some of the things that I have done to kind of create more of a consistent pattern in my life. And so I'll get to that at the end. But let's go ahead and let's talk about this thing, because I think it's just so super important, especially when we talk about success and achieving whatever goal it is that you have in mind. So for me personally, I think that one of the biggest things that have affected my level of consistency is my mindset. And that's the very first thing that we have to talk about is mindset. Because if your mind isn't right, if you're not thinking about the goal in a healthy way, then you're not going to achieve the goal. And so a huge part of consistency comes from the way that you think, and it has to begin with that. And so one of the biggest things that I had to change my mindset of is thinking of it in a way that motivated me to actually do it. And so I had to change my thinking, because I was thinking about some of the things that I was doing as a chore. And who likes to do chores? No one likes to, no one really likes to do chores, right? But when you start to change your way of thinking and saying, this is not something I have to do, but this is something that I get to do because I have the ability to do it, that can change your entire perspective. And I think about that whenever I think about tithing. I think that, in my life group last week, we were talking about tithing, and, there's just a big controversy around, tithing and giving your money to the church and whatever the case may be, because some people just don't find the church to be trustworthy, or the leaders in the church should be trustworthy. And so when I think about tithing, tithing used to be a hard concept for me, but I changed my perspective. Instead of saying I have to give, but into the concept of that I get to give. I get to give because God has blessed me with the ability to give. And so I changed my mindset in that way of saying, instead of me feeling like my goal is a chore, like I have to do it. No, the truth is that I get to do it. I have the ability to do it. God has given me the ability to go after this goal. He has given me the strength, and I know that because He has placed it in front of me, and I know that whatever He has placed in front of me, that He's given me the strength to go ahead and carry it out. The part that I have to worry about is the way that I think about it and the way that I approach it. And so that's been big for me. Changing your mindset is going to be so huge, and it's going to be a game changer when it comes to you going after your goals and stay consistent, even when you're not seeing the type of results you want to see. And I think a good follow-up to that would be this concept, and it has been it has been a blessing. And it has been extremely frustrating for me to learn this very simple yet complex concept. And that's learning to be still and be patient where I am. Y'all, that's so hard for me because I'm the type of person who likes to, whenever God has given me like an idea or something, I am that person who just, I pick up the ball and I get going, I get running. I don't like to be still for anything, right? But there is, and this is just my belief, I believe that there is a special favor and a special grace that comes to the person who is able to be patient and be still while God is still working things out on your behalf. Because, like, for example, if you have a specific workout program, right? And you've been doing it for 2 weeks, and you may be seeing a little progress, maybe not the type of progress that you want to see, but you've seen a little bit of progress. Maybe you've lost a couple inches. You're not to your goal weight yet, but you're seeing some progress. And then someone posts something on Instagram. Someone posts a workout that you've been like itching to do, but you haven't like quite got the balls to do it yet. And so you decide to do this workout. And I talked a little bit about this last week, but sometimes it's easy for us to look at what other people are doing, not realizing that this person has been practicing that workout for years. They have perfected that workout. And so I think that that's the danger whenever we look at what other people are doing and then we see what we're doing and then we start to try and compare when we don't have the same starting place, right? You may be a beginner person who's working out and they are advanced. And so understanding what level you're at and understanding that just because they can do it does not mean that you can do it, and it does not mean that you need to move. I think that there is there is grace and there is favor for the person who can stick with the plan that they have been given until they begin to see the results that they're going after. And so I think that there's something special about us being able to be patient even when we're not seeing what we want to see. So I think going from here, it's just going to be about us being super intentional, right? Because I think that it's super easy for me to sit here and say this is what I have done and this is what I suggest that you do. But without your intentionality behind this, nothing's going to get done. And so I encourage you to be more intentional about your life. Be intentional about the things that you're going after. And so one thing that has really helped me is this rhythm tracker that I created. And it's basically just a checklist of things that I am working on at this point. and I'm checking it off daily, making sure that I have completed it. And then at the end of the week, I tally up how much I did. And that might sound super elementary, but I'm a visual person, and it's important for me to see what I did and what I didn't do. And if I didn't do, why didn't I do it? And it's helping me to keep myself accountable. And I think sometimes we don't like to keep ourselves accountable, but this is something that not only holds you accountable, but it helps you to be more intentional about the things that you're really working after. That's if you really want it. So as a freebie, I am going to attach the rhythm tracker to this episode. So make sure that you download it to just, get on the right track of making sure that you're being consistent. So yeah, guys, that's all for today's episode. Again, make sure that you're following me on social media or on Instagram. It's chiseled_curves. And make sure that you rate and subscribe us and let us know how you like the rhythm tracker. And if you would like more documents or more content like that. And if that's all, I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.